Okay, hello everyone. Today what we have here is something special, I think. This is the ROG Phone 9 FE. So, this phone is, let me just give you a very quick rundown, okay? Well, the ROG Phone 9 FE comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, so a generation behind in terms of the chipset, but it does have updated software, which is now the same as the ROG Phone 9 series. There's just a bit of update in terms of the software. For me in particular, I don't think the difference in software is that big of a deal. And then we also have the audio redirection case included in the box as well. You can watch our video at the top right corner here to know more about that feature. Other than that though, yeah, the ROG Phone 9 FE is basically the ROG Phone 8, just rebranded, rebadged. Nevertheless though, let's take a look at the specs. So where's my device info HW? As you can see here, the SoC, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So we got 2400 by 1080 pixels for the screen resolution. Okay. Memory is 12 gigs of LPDDR5X, and then the battery is 5500 milliampere hour equivalent, which is the exact same as the ROG Phone 8. So I mean, it's the same. So let's just jump to Genshin Impact. So let's start with Genshin Impact. As you can see here, highest possible graphical settings. So let's start recording and play around. I really don't know what I should do. I just need to hunt treasures, but maybe it's time for me to revisit those underground places, right?
Everlasting as the moon.
The frame rate here is real bad. Why do we need to get in? The thing is already in. He can go in, he can come out. Why do we need to go in?
Here comes the cash.
Come, fight.
Busted. Transfixed. Wind strider. So many regrets.
This place is weird. The CPU and GPU utilization is not maxed out, and yet somehow we are getting below 50 FPS. Like, why? And it's the stuttery kind, so this is definitely weird. Faster. The controls for this bird is especially horrible on mobile. Quick time events, okay. The bad kind of quick time events. Everything is so choppy. This is so draggy. I'm a firing my laser. Bro, am I gonna die? Where am I? Seems to be a new island. If the dragon fell so far and still survived, I don't know what to say. Because this drop is taking forever. Fight, fight, fight.
Busted. Overruled.
Oh
Things are about to get dicey. I'm going in. Transfixed. Laid bare. Off we go. Wind strider. Clouds high. The birds come. This is
Ugh.
end.
I gotta feed that guy.
Gotcha. Hands up. Fun's over. I'm going in.
Ayo.
Overruled. Let's light it up.
I really hate this white bar mechanism.
Transfixed.
I don't know why this area is so messed up in terms of the frame rate, because the temperature seems to be okay. It stabilizes at 46 degrees Celsius. I don't think this is the thermal limit at all, and everywhere else performs better than this area, so I suspect that this cloud area here is problematic. Alright, so we are done with Genshin Impact. Let's just end the recording and also take the temperature, because as far as I can tell, the phone is not really that warm anyway. So hottest area will be somewhere around the middle, because that's where the chipset is located. We can see 42.6, somewhere around there, not too hot. Then at the bottom here, 40 something, 41. At the top, 40 something. Okay, it's just the middle here, it's the hottest, around 42, 43. So at the back middle part is where the chipset is located, so that part will be the hottest of all. So we can see a bright orange hot spot there. So it's still about 42, 43, quite low honestly speaking. Okay, nothing much to see here. The phone is a bit warm to the touch, but yeah, overall temperature is well controlled for the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 inside the ROG Phone 9 FE. So the gaming performance is actually very good, so no complaints here. For Zenless Zone 0 though, I have already done the test previously, and as you can see here, if the phone doesn't thermal throttle, then we can actually get very nice frame rates. It's just that when we do the test for a total of 3 times, yes, the tail end of the third run back to back is when it starts to thermal throttle. But even after thermal throttling, it still maintains about 40 something FPS, which is outstanding for a phone with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And that is why I'm always saying that the Snapdragon 8 Elite is just not worth the upgrade from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. The performance gap is not that much.
My blade is already hit.
Now for COD Warzone, the graphics what we have is to literally max out everything. Again, you have to manually check the settings because if you go for highest performance, it's not actually the highest. So with everything set, let's just hop into a game.
Alright, soldier. Mark a drop point for your squad and go get after it. Eliminate all targets in the AO.
Oh my god, what is this control? Oof. Nope, still dead. What is up with that texture? Where's my gun?
Or die trying. Be advised, your squad is down. It's up to you now. Enemy eliminated. Prepare for redeployment. Gulag's closed until further notice. Enemy dropping into the AO. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
What the heck? Okay, my bad for not switching guns, but either way,
Time to take that victory.
it's a good experience. So no complaints here. Okay, so for Wuthering Waves, these are all of the settings that we're using. Highest everything with auto FPS disabled. Yeah, practically that's it. So what I'm gonna do is just to, I don't know, mess around in this city, I guess.
This is so much fun! Fully stampede!
Variable elimination. Complete overhaul.
The fruit of evolution. Woolies attack! This is so much fun! Are you okay?
The Vitrium dancer suddenly lost control.
Is this place supposed to be based on Venice or what? I mean, I do get the Venice vibes here. This is definitely Venice. They got the ballroom dance with the mask. I'm not sure what's that called specifically, but yeah, I learned that from Assassin's Creed 2. So this is the cathedral. I think this is supposed to be the Vatican City. Is it? Something similar, I guess.
This is so much fun!
Riding a bike in the Vatican City and meeting the Pope. Ah, this is a flying thing. Oh my god. Okay, I can see why a lot of people like this mechanism. It's a lot better than whatever Genshin had in the version 5.0, the Natlan region. I don't like the Natlan region, just so you know. I hate that region a lot. Oh, you can even boost.
Time for Encore's aerial recon.
Oh, it's a utility.
Quite the view, isn't it?
Sorry guys, I'm a story skipper. I don't really play this game, I just use it to test stuff. So yeah, that's why I skip. And especially since the cutscenes in this game is 30 FPS, I don't want it to ruin the data, even though a lot of it will be 30 FPS because we go through quite a lot of the story.
So much fun.
You see, cutscenes like this, it's gonna drop to 30 FPS.
Everything is in.
God damn, this is so much better.
Bullies, let's race. This is so much fun.
See, after gliding, then you have this bike. Well, technically, this is the original Mavuika, I guess.
Did you get the corral wrong? I'm sure I sang the aria of the fascinated.
He doesn't seem too pleased with that one.
Fruit of evolution.
What the heck is this? Oh, classical music. Sounds like it.
Let's calculate.
Bullies attack.
Variable elimination.
That is annoying. Especially since this woman keeps on teleporting around. Stay in one place, please.
Confined business.
Where the heck are you?
Let's calculate.
Leave it to me. The fruit of evolution. Life is in everything. Wait for me. This is so much fun. Bully stampede.
Oh my god. Okay, I think that's enough. I've been in the game for like 20 something minutes, and we can see the temperature is indeed rising. We are at 48 degrees Celsius right now. I think it can reach 49 if we stay a lot longer, but I don't think we're gonna do that because reaching about 20 something minutes and still not thermal throttling, this is a very good sign. So we shall jump to the next game. So for War Thunder, we're just gonna do a quick test, everything at the absolute maximum, and we just head into a game and see what happens, because the frame rate in this game is always gonna be funky. So the FPS is more or less the same as the ROG Phone 9 with the Snapdragon 8 Elite. About 60-ish FPS, not gonna be consistent 60. So yeah, this is the frame rate that we're gonna get. Yeah, the frame rate does fluctuate up and down. We are definitely not thermal throttling, but that is just something that happens because ray tracing. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? It looks so ugly. Damn, tong 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 tong, and I'm dead. And it's this ugly thing again. What? Okay, we are done with the game. Okay, so we're done with the gaming test, and now it is time to analyze the graphs. So since we have switched over to the VTool scene, we can now see the graph. Once more, this is the ROG Phone 9 FE with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So it is technically a previous gen flagship device, but it is technically more or less the same as the ROG Phone 8 with some extra new features on top. That's about it. So let's see the FPS stats. We will start off with Genshin Impact. So as you can see here, Genshin Impact, it is mostly 60 FPS. It does dip below sometimes, and I don't think there is an issue here because the region that we were in, the cloud region, somehow is always at a very low performance. It's always like around 41 FPS, but it wasn't thermal throttling. CPU and GPU utilization is not at 100%, so there is definitely something wrong with the game at that area. So I will just zoom it in for you guys to see the graphs a bit better. The focusing is so tight though. So as you can see, most of it is 60 FPS. The dips are at 41 FPS because we were at the cloud region. That region is just not optimized at all. So you can see the CPU utilization is like this. Somehow they just don't utilize the last core. That's okay, not a problem at all. And the power consumption, so average at about 5.63 watts. It is quite high, I would say, because maximum is 8.26 just for the chipset alone. Oh, the render resolution is at 1920 by 864, so this is also very high. And then we shall move on to Zenless Zone 0. Now you might say, why did I do 3 different tests? Well, that is for a future video, but I will show you the first and last. So The first test here, the frame rate is really good. It didn't thermal throttle, but it cannot maintain 60 FPS as usual. And we can only get somewhere around like, you can see the average is like very difficult to determine, but about 40 something is my best guess. And the utilization is all over the place. And I'm not sure why there is a split. You can see the split is here. So this one utilization is like this, then the other one is like this. But the FPS, you can't really correlate any information at all. I would love to export everything out to a CSV so I can analyze later, but when I click CSV export, it says export failure, so I'm not sure what's happening. But either way, power consumption for Zenless Zone Zero is averaging at 7.29 watts for the first run. It's actually very high. Now this third run is actually the third test that I did back to back, and I just spent 15 minutes fighting the flower boss, and you can see that at the tail end of the third run is where thermal throttling starts, which is this part here. And it is actually very difficult to make this phone to thermal throttle, but the temperature is at around 49 degrees Celsius to make it thermal throttle. So you can see once it thermal throttles, the CPU frequency just tanks, and power consumption also tanks, averaging at about 7.63 watts, and then once it drops, it will go to around 5 watts, somewhere around there. Just know that ROG phones will try to push as much power as possible whenever possible to get the best performance possible. So ROG phones are really stressing the chip as much as possible. And you can see the render resolution for Zenless Zone Zero is also very high, so 2057 by 926. Now if we jump to COD Warzone, you can see COD Warzone is also at a very high render resolution, 2144 by 960, and the average FPS is not very good. It just jumps around back and forth quite a lot, so averaging at about 41.2 FPS. So CPU utilization, here it is. This part is because I'm entering the gulag. Because this game is very weird, when you enter the gulag, it will drop to 30 FPS. Those are considered quote-unquote cutscenes, and all cutscenes are 30 FPS for COD Warzone. So if we discount this part, the average is at around 5 point something watts. For Wuthering Waves, we actually spent quite a lot of time there. Temperature did rise all the way to around 48 degrees Celsius. I think it was like nearly 25 minutes in the game. Okay, that was quite long. Here are all of the data. Render resolution is very high, 2400 by 1080, literally 1:1, but somehow the power consumption is not that high. Do take note that all of these dips here is because either we are fast traveling to other places or a cutscene is playing. So average, I would say, is about 6 to 7 watts, still lower than Zenless Zone Zero, which is always consistently at 7.6, 7.5 watts, somewhere around there. Lastly, War Thunder. Render resolution 2400 by 1080. Okay, that's actually very good, but the frame rate also jumps back and forth for no apparent reason. It is definitely not thermal throttling, so my best guess is GPU not powerful enough because of ray tracing and whatnot. That also happens on the Snapdragon 8 Elite on the ROG Phone 9, by the way. So here are all of the data. Power consumption kinda low, 5.69 watts. So there you go. That's the gaming performance of the ROG Phone 9 FE. I would say if you want to buy this phone in the year 2025, it is still actually a very good phone. I mean, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is still very powerful to this day, and in some ways...
Like you're talking about the 8th generation Intel Core.
Whoops. Yeah, I am talking about the Snapdragon 8th generation chipset. In some cases, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 might be better than the 8 Elite. I will talk about all of those in our full review of the ROG Phone 9s FE. So I keep on calling it SE. I thought this is a special edition, not Founders Edition or Fan Edition, whatever they want to call it. Not sure what this FE stands for, by the way. So do like and subscribe, and I gotta go sleep because it's like nearly 3 a.m. here. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.